dogs are following Tom.
An international superstar, there's no other way to describe our first guest of the morning, and a surprise guest at that, Desmond Llewelyn, known as Q the world around, the only man to appear in every Bond film.
No. Not two.
Not two?
Which did we...
I wasn't in Dr. No and Live and Let Die.
Really? What was the reason for that, Desmond?
Well, I wasn't, I don't know. I mean, what happened was that luckily for me, the man who played my character, Major Boothroyd in Dr. No, wasn't available. And as I'd worked with Terence Young before, I suppose you know the devil he knew was better than, and I just got the part.
Why are you here this morning?
Well, I'm returning a moustache.
Right.
As you do.
Yes.
You do that.
I'm in a film made by these students, a chap called Thomas Howard and Jamie Williams.
Right.
And they have Citrus Films, which is mainly Newport, and they're part of the film school in Newport, which I'd never heard of, and they wrote to me and said, would I be in their film? And as it was a redundant miner, Collier, I beg his pardon, who'd been turned into a gardener, and I could play a workman, I absolutely leapt at it.
For many people who've seen the films, you're the archetypal Englishman, but you're not. You've come home to play this part. You've come home to Wales.
Come home to Wales,
So
yeah.
where are you from originally, Desmond?
Newport.
From Newport.
I was born and brought up in Newport. I lived there until my father died. He died in 1930. And Glanapant, which is now an old folks' home, that was sold, and we moved down to Ogmore by Sea. And I lived in Ogmore by Sea until, well, the war, really. And then I was in the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, and I was captured and spent 5 years in Germany. And during that time, my mother died, so I really had no connection with Wales at all.
There are some strange film connections, though. When we were briefly chatting earlier, some very odd coincidences.
Well, it's fantastic, you see, because I haven't done anything but Q. No one will think of me as any other character. And when I got the chance to play this one, I said yes. And some boys from Radley, where I was at school, they're making a film. And they said, would I be in it? And I said, yes. And they said, well, we'll come and film you know, wherever you want. And I said, well, no, where are you filming? And they said, Wales. And I thought, well, I can't believe it. So I said, yes. And then they said, we're filming in a place called Penhow. And they explained to me where Penhow and all about it, you see. And actually, my aunt married the vicar there. She's buried in this churchyard. And I used to go to church there every Sunday.
Goodness me. I mean, the whole thing is, they say we've mentioned Q, and that's typecast you, but your acting career started here in Wales for the BBC?
Oh, my first performance on the professional stage was at Porth Call, when I was at the Academy.
What was your role then?
And it was just an ordinary, I was a young juvenile, I suppose. Mm-hmm. It was an American play, which I can't remember what it was called. And Mrs. Basil Rathbone was in the cast. And actually, her ashes are scattered where I'm staying now in Usk Castle. I never knew that until the other day.
And thanks for giving us the 10 minutes this morning.
Not
really
at all.
It. Nice to meet you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know. It's very sinister. And when I was very small, I always imagined this lock here as, I don't know.
Should we take out there so we get rid of this part? Oh, the lock.
Because the gates and everything were here, you see.
Yeah.
And all this has changed so much. I mean, even now it's pretty sinister.
Because when you were a child, it was quite scary, wasn't it?
Terrifying.
Yeah. Did anyone ever fall into it?
Well, I don't know. I never knew that, but because we used to always take the dog for a walk down here.
Yeah. So which house was it? Can you point it out? Was it?
What?
Which house was it?
That was.
Oh, that one.
But it wasn't. I mean, all that was the stable block there.
Yeah.
Where you can see that. The house itself was just.
Yeah.
They built right on. And all that was the kitchen garden where the car's going up. And there was a brick wall all the way around with where we got apple trees. And that mulberry tree, which you can see there, that's about 70 or 80 years old.
Simon.
There was a small little tree, I remember that. God,
That's your tree that is.
fantastic.
Is it a coincidence that we're actually filming?
But it's amazing, you see. I haven't done any other work except Bonds since really the videos on the television came out.